Charles Wilhelm has become known as one of the country's top trainers for both horses and people. His approach to training focuses on educating the horse owner alongside their equine partners so they can form a strong bond and achieve an amazing partnership.
Now, if you would, I'd like to have you take a look at this halter. It's a nice looking halter. This is a very nice horse, belongs to, her name is Holly, quarter horse. She's a reiner. And she buys nice stuff for her, but one of my pet peeves, if you remember, was halter adjustment of halters. If you notice here, look at this here, dangling down here. Okay, in other words, this throat latch should be right in there, like that. Now, easy enough solution is that if we had another hole, we could adjust it. Okay. Now, the neat thing about this halter is got adjustment for the muzzle, which a lot of halters don't have. But here it doesn't. And to me, it makes it uncomfortable. You start leading the horse and look at where you're pulling when you're picking it up. If the camera can see that, look at pulling because here. It should be pulling here against the back of the jaw. Okay. So in this case, there's nothing that we can do about adjusting and making it any better other than burning another hole in it. And that's how they do it, is take a hot nail and you torch it and you can burn another hole. Okay. Now, one of the things that's very popular, and we use them all the time and have those available for every horse, is the rope halter. I use a rope halter to school horses when they come in, and I'm going to show you how to fit it. Now they come in different sizes. They have, standards, small horse standard, large, warm blood, minis. Now if you look at here, now the yoke here is back here where it belongs. If the camera can get in on that, okay? How about over here, see? Okay, actually it could come up a little bit more. There we go. We have room in here so it's not feeling tight on the muzzle, making it uncomfortable, and yet allows us to have good control of the horse. So that's almost a perfect fit. Okay, you can't hardly get any better, and that's the problem. Most of these halters, including mine, we make in a specific sizes for the general horse, and the same way with the web halters. Now, I like to pass on a little tip. A lot of us like to use these rope halters. I call them cowboy halters, string halters, to start using them in training. But my goal is to go back to a web halter. And the reason is, and I school them in the same way with the web halter as I would with the cowboy halter, then you end up with a really light, responsive horse. You got to understand the reason why we have good success with these and we get the horse's attention. Take a look at the difference in the width. Here you got 3/4 to an inch wide. So if you're putting pressure on it, you're distributing, say, 100 pounds over, say, an inch. If you put 100 pounds here, look at the diameter here is 3/16. Now, I do a thing called No Magic Gadgets, and listen, I like to sell my products like anyone else, but I always like people to know what they're getting into. They come and watch myself and others like myself with a cowboy halter and a 12-foot lead, and all of a sudden there's magic. They're paying attention. All right? So, and the reason is because this certainly has a lot more feel. In other words, it's got a bite to it. Now, it may look like magic, and you may go ahead and buy one, go home, put this on your horse's face, and all of a sudden, it's magic. The horse is paying attention because it's going, whoa, I feel something totally different. It's a little bit more abrasive. But a week later, it's just non-responsive as the other halter was. So folks, it's not the equipment, it's going to train the horse, just like we talked about on some other videos that we've done. And it's learning to, when the horse gives, you release. And that's the key. All right. Now, a couple of years ago when I had another show, I had these cross ties tied up here, and I had some woman leave me a message on the phone. It says, why in the heck you got them up there? Every idiot, you must be an idiot. It's supposed to be down here. Well, I called her back, tried to call her back, but she never picked up the phone. In the European countries, this is where they tie them, okay? But the reason I tie them there, because I spend so much time getting them light with a halter, giving the pressure. But with horses and cross ties, they have a tendency to lay down on it. And all of that work I put in there, tying it down here, putting these snaps down here, and all of that work I put in there, they start laying down on it and leaning on it, and then all the work I did to get them light, we just undid. Okay? So that's why, and that's why I did mention, I put them up here. All right? If they're going to lay down on it and rest, it's just like me sitting in the car and I'm sitting on the thing. I kind of lay down on my hand and rest. One of the things on the rope halters that we should discuss and show you is the tying of the halter. All right? I'm going to show you how most people tie it. And the problem with that is it allows it to slip. Okay? What most people does, and it sort of makes sense and it's natural, is that they bring this through the loop here, bring it up, come around, here's the loop here, see, and they tie the knot at the top. For some reason, it doesn't get a good bite and it has the tendency to loosen up and get long on the horse's face, okay? Now, here's the way to do it. Same knot, except the knot is below the loop. Here's the loop right here. Okay, we just bring that around like that, pull it through, and then here's a good tip. Pull it down tight, lock it in, and you'll be a happy camper, and so are your horse.
We hope you've enjoyed watching Charles Wilhelm's Ultimate Foundation Horsemanship. Remember, to find out more about Charles and to see how you can get the most out of your relationship with your horse, visit Charles online at charleswilhelm.com.